Did you guys ever have a chance to watch Overeem versus Olenek? And the reason I say that is I know many of you say, "Hey, I'm trying to rewatch this thing." All you have to do is go to the app on ESPN. You don't have to see that live. By the way, it's always fun to see sports live. I'm just sharing with you. If there's ever an off time, and many of you had said that this weekend's fight between Olenek and Overeem was an off time for you. I saw that comment plenty of places, that you thought it started at 10 a.m., but that was actually 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm just saying what you guys said. If some of you missed the fight, you can always go back and watch. You go watch it right this second. But that fight was worth watching because it was weird. It was a weird fight. Olenek came out and he was throwing this club. Listen, guys, in fighting from your very first day that you learn striking all the way through your career, the punches are still going to look the same. You'll just get better at them over time. You'll learn ways to disguise them, and maybe you can throw it a little bit harder. But it's going to look the same as far as the fundamentals and the physiology and the approach and philosophies of your coach from day one to the last day that you do it, which is a punch starts at your chin, it extends to your target, and that hand immediately returns, back to your chin. Olenek was throwing a punch I've never seen in my entire life, and I swear to goodness, there's times in my life I think I have seen everything. There is times when I'm confident I've seen it all, and then something happens. And Olenek was one of those guys. You really need to go back and watch this because Olenek lost. So many people are just going to dismiss him and go, if I'm looking for great fighting skills, I'm not going to look to the guy that lost. No, hey, the guy that lost does good things too. Right? Sometimes it just didn't go his favor. But Olenek was doing this thing. I'm not ready to say if this was good or bad, but it was certainly new for me, where he would make a fist. He would take his arm, he would put it out, close his fingers up into a ball, and then he would just begin swinging this thing. But it always came back like a club. It never once returned to his face. It never once bent again. You would generally bend it and then extend it, and that's where your power is going to come from, and your pop and your step. He took a straight arm and just brought it up and down, and swung this thing like a ball and chain. It was very bizarre. But it was so bizarre, it was so unorthodox, and he's a big, strong guy with long arms. And when he connected on Reem, it hurt him. Reem had to respect that. Reem's seen it all. This guy's a K1 fighter multiple time, tournament champion. MMA fighter, multiple time. Top ranked, number one contender, world title fights. He's seen it all. Reem didn't know what to do. He's going, what the hell is this? What is your arm doing? Where's the bend? You're swinging a club at me. It was very interesting, particularly when you understand that Olenek was also then digging it to the body. He would take this same straight arm and swing it into the ribs and swing it in to the abdomen. Then he'd come back upstairs and swing it towards the ear and face and chin and eye. It was just crazy, and it took Reem some time. Reem finally goes, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. No more space for you. Come here. Get over here nice and close. Let me give you a couple of these knees. Slow you down a little bit. Interesting fight. If you guys haven't seen it, I would encourage you to go back and watch it, even in hindsight of knowing through the media and analysis, and even from hearing me talk about it right now. It's more than just the result. So many times fights were result-based. Okay, who won that? Who's moving on and who fell? Who can I cheer for and who can I laugh at? This is worth going back and taking a look at. It was a very interesting punch that turned into about 15 punches from a guy who never rebent his arm.